Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 8. The Narayana Kavacha Shield, and verses 34 to 42. 34 to 41 has no purport, so I'll read by myself and then we'll read 42 together. Verse number 34. Vidikshu dikshurtvam adah samantadantar bahir bhagavan narasimhaha prahapayalloka bhayam svanena swatejasa grasta samasta tejaha. Translation. Prahlad Maharaj loudly chanted the holy name of Lord Narsimhadeva. May Lord Narsimhadeva, roaring for his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, protect us from all fears of dangers created by stalwart leaders in all directions through poison, weapon, water, fire, air, and so on. May the Lord cover their influence by his own transcendental influence. May Narsimha protect us in all directions and in all corners, above and below, within and without. Verse number 35. Maghavan idam akhyatam varma narayanatmakam vijeshyeshen janasishena damshito surayuthapan. Translation. Vishwarupa continued, O Indra, this mystic armor related to Lord Narayana has been described by me to you. By putting on this protective covering, you will certainly be able to conquer the leaders of the demon. Verse number 36. Etad dharayamanastu yam yam pashyati chakshusha padava samsprishet sadya sadvasatsa vimuchyate. If one employs this armor, whomever he sees with his eyes or touches with his feet is immediately freed from all the above mentioned dangers. 37. Na kutaschid bhayam tasya vidyam dharayato bhaved rajadasyu grahadibhyo vyadhi adi bhayascha karhichet. This prayer, Narayana Kavacha, constitutes subtle knowledge transcendently connected with Narayana. One who employs this prayer is never disturbed or put in danger by the government, by plunderers, by evil demons, or by any type of diseases. Verse number 38. Imam vidyam purakaschit kaushiko dharayan dvijaha yoga dharanaya swangam jaho samarudhan dhanvani. O King of Heaven, a Brahmana named Kaushika formerly used this armor when he purposely gave up his body in the desert by mystic power. Tasyopari vimanena gandharva patirekada yayau chitraratha stribhir vrito yatra dvijashayah. Surrounded by many beautiful women, Chitraratha, the king of Gandharva Loka, was once passing in his airplane over the Brahmana's body at the spot where the Brahmana had died. Verse number 40. Gagananyapatat sadya savimano hiyavakshiraha savalikilya vachanan astini astinyadaya vismitaha prasya prachis saraswatyam snatva dhama swamangvagad. Suddenly, translation, suddenly Chitraratha was forced to fall from the sky, head first, with his airplane. Struck with wonder, he was ordered by the great sages named the Valikhilyas to throw the Brahmana's bones in the nearby river Saraswati. He had to do this and bathe in the river before returning to his own abode. Verse number 41. Shri Shuka Uvacha Ya idam shunyat kale yodharayati chadritaha tam namasyanti bhutani muchyate sarvato bhayad. Translation. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, My dear Maharaj Parikshit, one who employs this armor or hears about it with faith and veneration, when afraid because of any conditions in the material world, is immediately freed from all dangers and is worshipped by all living entities. Verse number 42, let us repeat. Etam vidyam adhigato Vishwarupa chatakratuhu Trailokya Lakshmim Bubuje Vinirjitya Mridhe Suran. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. King Indra, who performed 100 sacrifices, received this prayer of protection from Vishwarupa. After conquering the demons, he enjoyed all the opulences of the three worlds. Purport. This mystical mantric armor given by Vishwarupa to Indra, the king of heaven, acted powerfully, with the effect that Indra was able to conquer the asuras and enjoy the opulence of the three worlds without impediments. In this regard, Madhvacharya points out, Vidya karmani cha sada guru prapta phalapradaha anyatha naiva phaladaha prasannokta phalapradaha. One must receive all kinds of mantras from a bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, the mantras will not be fruitful. This is also indicated in Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. All mantras should be received through the authorized guru, and the disciple must satisfy the guru in all respect after surrendering to his lotus feet. In the Padma Purana, it is also said, Sampradaya vihinaye mantraste nishphala mataha. There are 4 sampradayas or disciplic succession, namely the Brahma Sampradaya, the Rudra Sampradaya, the Shri Sampradaya, and the Kumara Sampradaya. If one wants to advance in spiritual power, one must receive his mantra from one of these bona fide sampradayas, otherwise he will never successfully advance in spiritual life. So, this chapter, the Narayana Kavacha shield, the armor of Narayana. And here it is very nicely mentioned here. It is a mystic, mantric armor. It is an armor of mantra. What mantra? the names of Lord Narayana, different names of Lord Narayana. So all the devatas are in danger and they have approached their Guru Vishwarupa to give them protection. And Vishwarupa has created a mystical mantric armor, a kavacha, and the kavacha is made of the holy names of Lord Krishna, Narayana and other holy names. So we are seeing there are going to be 3 battles fought, huge, great battles. This battle was fought at the end of Satyuga and at the beginning of Treta Yuga. First battle, the Asuras win. The demons win against the Devatas. Because the Devatas offended their spiritual master Brihaspati, so their power diminished, so the demons won. Then the Devatas go and approach Vishwarupa for protection from dangers and they get this Narayana Kavacha mantra, and then the second battle will happen. The second battle is after they get this mantra, and in the second battle, the Devatas will be victorious. So look at the power of this mantra, the mantra comprising of Narayana Kavacha shield. And then, so it's like tie, 1-1. And then something wonderful will happen. We'll see a third battle happening. All this will be coming together in a sequence. And the third battle will be, it is mentioned, it's a very, very fierce battle between the Devatas and Vritasura. A huge, greatly fierce demon is born. And how the Devatas, and then they take shelter of Lord Vishnu himself. And then Lord Vishnu. So that all we'll see later. So here, that is the background. So the Narayana Kavacha mantra, it is mentioned here in the verses that we read, it can protect you from everything. Anything that you can imagine, it can protect you. It also mentioned, we read the translation, it can protect you even from the government. And what it means is, like in Kali Yuga, as it is said, what kind of, the things will be taking place in the Kali Yuga. The taxes will be so high that we will be just, too much tormented, and people will run to the forest, or different things are mentioned. So this mantra can give us protection from everything. And here it is mentioned in the verse that we read, it can give you protection from all directions. There are 10 directions. Dikshu, it is mentioned, that means all the Dikshas, east, west, north and south. Vidikshu, all the corners, so there are 4 directions and 4 corners, 8. Then Urdhvam, above, Ardha, below. Then all these sides, all the 10 directions. And then it also says, okay, you are protected from all the 10 directions, right? So, but there's still a protection required from within your mind. So it is also said, Antah Bahihi, internally and externally. All 10 directions, externally, internally, may the Supreme Lord protect me. So this is the power of the mantra, that this prayer, Narayana Kavacha, constitutes knowledge transcendently connected to Narayana. One who employs this prayer, this mantra, of the chanting of these names, is never disturbed or put in danger by the government, by plunderers, by evil demons, or by any type of diseases. So we read how, this mantra, all different instances has been given. You have a problem with disease, the mantra will protect you. By evil people, it will protect you. By plunderers, it will protect you. From any danger, at all times, this mantra can protect you. This Narayana Kavacha mantra. We have the story of Ajamila, how he chanted just the holy name of Narayana one time. And immediately the Vishnudutas came for his protection. He was in a very dangerous situation. The Yamadutas had come to take him away. But that just one holy name, Narayana, protected him. And they protected him in such a dangerous situation. He was so sinful And what a wonderful protection it gave, just one holy name, that his sinful reactions were completely wiped out, not only of that life, but all his previous life. So that is the power of protection, of chanting these holy names of Lord Narayana. Now, one very important thing that comes out in these translation is that just the verse that we said, verse number 41, is that how this mantra has to be chanted. So here, Shukdev Goswami, he is narrating the story. Shukdev Goswami is saying, my dear Parikshit, one who employs this armor and hears about it with faith and veneration, when afraid because of any condition in the material world, is immediately freed from all dangers and is worshipped by all living entities. So this is an important aspect. Here it is said, hears it with faith and veneration. So when chanting the mantra, these two words, am I chanting it, am I hearing it with faith and veneration, plays a key role as to the level of protection from the dangers that this mantra can grant. Actually, the mantra can not only grant protection from danger, it can give us, it can give you love of God. Protection from danger is a byproduct. Like yesterday we heard in the class on the Pranam Prabhu that we should not be just chanting the mantra to protect. Yes, dangerous situations, it's automatic. But Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyam. If we chant the mantra with faith and veneration, it can give us complete protection at all time, immediately. There'll be no delay in protection. Like Ajamila, one Narayana, and in a moment he was given complete protection. That is the power of the mantra. So what is the faith? The faith is that yes, this mantra can give me all protection. The faith is that yes, when I chant this mantra, Lord Krishna, Narayana is personally present. The faith that this holy name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna, Vishwasa Palan. Krishna will definitely protect me. I am in danger. I need some protection. Krishna in Kali Yuga has given the protection, this mantra. So why am I fearful? Actually, this should be the faith. Absolutely no fear. If I have fear, I have a solution. Now, if you have a solution, will we not take to that solution with faith? If you know that you have a solution when you will in danger, you know the solution, but you're not able to take to that solution. Means what? That I have no faith in the solution. But if I know a solution and I know a perfect solution, I can get out all my dangers. I should have full faith in it. Right? Very logical, very simple. So we do not have sufficient faith in the chanting of the mantra that this can provide me protection. We think of so many things. We think of our arrangements. That's why Krishna says that Matchitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi. If you think of me by chanting the holy name, that is the method to think of Krishna and Kali Yuga, all dangers you will be able to overcome. So with faith and veneration. Veneration means respect, because when I am chanting the mantra, it is non-different from the Supreme Lord. Lord is coming and I am associating with the Lord, I am welcoming the Lord is on my tongue. So I have to chant with respect, like if some important VIP comes to the temple, just like 2 days back the former president had come, how we were so respectful towards him because he is personally present. So in the same way, when we chant the holy name, the Lord is personally present in the holy name. So I should be chanting very respectfully, not neglectfully. Opposite of respectfully is neglectfully or casually. I cannot be taking to devotional service casually. I cannot be taking to it neglectfully, because this is the most important thing. So I should chant with full respect and veneration. So then you will be, as it is said, if you chant with full respect and veneration, immediately freed from all dangers. Look at the words used. You're not freed from dangers. immediately freed from all dangers. And the Ajamila story is a wonderful instance. So, Prabhupada writes that we should all be thoroughly convinced, not just convinced, thoroughly convinced about the power of the Hare Krishna mantra to give us protection in all circumstances, and chant accordingly at all times without offense. So again, the quality is what is being stressed. If you want this kind of protection, the mantra can protect you. We should be thoroughly convinced about the power of Hare Krishna mantra to protect us in all circumstances, and therefore chant at all times without offense. So look at the words that are being used. Now, you may say we are all in the neophyte stage right now. So Prabhupada writes in a letter to his disciple, in the neophyte stage, what we should be doing? It is best to develop firm faith. What is a firm faith? That just by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, everything else will come. Everything else will come. And try to avoid the 10 offenses. So please continue to chant 16 rounds daily and follow carefully the regulative principles, and Krishna will help you more and more. So, Devatas are all praying for being relieved from this dangerous situation, and so many places, we have come across, and our scripture specifically talks about it, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This material world is full of dukkha, temporary, full of dangers. And to know how dangerous this material world is, you take any day's newspaper and you read. The news are all about dangers, this, that, and so many things. Samsara vishanale divanishi hiya jale. It is written in the Vaishnava songs, Samsara vishanale divanishi hiya jale. Visha anale. The danger is being described. Visha anale. Anale means a fire. Fire is danger. And what kind of fire? Visha anale. Visha means the dangerous poison of this material world, of this material existence. And so much of stress, so much of anxiety, so much of corruption, so much of impurity, so much of the Kali Yuga is full of dangers. We are trying to be happy in the material world. We are trying to make a settlement for permanent happiness, but it doesn't stay, it doesn't come. We'll be forced into a dangerous position. And a person who's intelligent understands this nature of Kali Yuga. And it should strike him. I'm trying for a permanent, like we want to make a permanent house. Everybody likes to have a permanent house. Why? Because I want to be permanently happy. But no. Poet Vidyapati very nicely writes, Sukhera karane eghara bandhinu agune puriya gela. Sukhera karane, I wanted to be very happy. Sukhera karane. So what did I do? I wanted to build a permanent house. Eghara bandhinu, I built a house, but the result was agune puriya gela. It got engulfed in flames and it was burnt. This is the nature of the material world. I want to be happy, but danger will be forced upon me. Difficulties will be forced upon me. Some few days back, we read in the newspaper, it became a national news. Rajkot Gaming Center, there's a place called Rajkot in Gujarat, and it's a gaming center. People come and play games there. They pay money and they play games there. Why do people go to play games? They want to be happy. There's some happiness, some sense gratification. So one day what happened? The whole gaming center was engulfed in flames. A huge fire broke out. The entire gaming center was reduced to ashes. And it was on a weekend evening. And 33 people died. Their bodies unidentifiable. Children died. Children were there because it was a gaming center. 33 people died, including the owner, unfortunately. Very sad story it was. So people went there, and what was done, that the prices were reduced for that weekend, so that more people can come and enjoy themselves. So all arrangements we are doing, so people also went in big numbers, reduced price, discount, and you can enjoy more. So you see how we are planning for happiness, but the result is agune pudiya gela. So this is the nature of the material world. But if you take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet by chanting his holy name, you can cross over all the dangers in the material world. This is what the Devatas are doing. They are taking shelter of the Narayana Kavacha shield to cross over the danger. Like it is said that this material world is like an ocean of danger. An ocean is like if you're thrown into a Pacific Ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean, you cannot swim across it. It's a dangerous situation. Fog, storm, aquatics, you will die. It's sure, death is sure. But if you take shelter of a boat, a safe ship who has a captain, then you can cross over the entire dangerous ocean. So this Kali Yuga is like a dangerous ocean, and we have to take shelter of the spiritual master. So in the purport we read, we have to take shelter of the spiritual master and Krishna by taking the mantra that the spiritual master has given us. So this holy name of Krishna, holy name of Narayana, is only way to be protected. And here it is, and in this verse it is said that, and what will happen? The dangerous ocean of Kali will become like the ocean, then the water which is so vast, it will become like water contained in a calf's hoof print. A calf, when it is walking, has a very small hoof print. When the calf walks, it leaves a print of its hoofs on the mud, and there's a small depression. And when it rains, water gets collected in that small depression. Even a child can cross over it. Prabhupada writes in one lecture, we can cross over 100 such oceans just by taking shelter of the holy name of Krishna. But very important, we have to chant with respect and veneration and chant offenseless. And we should never give it up. So, I will read a few quotes. Prabhupada puts very nicely. So during our chanting, we face many difficulties, many, mind problem, this problem, that problem, desires, aparadha, so many things. So how should we chant, and what are the instructions that Prabhupada gives us to actually overcome these? So there are 3 don'ts that Prabhupada tells us, and they are like this. The first don't is that there will be distractions, but don't get diverted. That's the first don't. Don't get diverted in any case. Krishna has advised us that agama painyo anitya stam stitikshasva bharata. So don't be diverted from the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, and don't be afraid because there is some danger. Take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, chant Hare Krishna mantra, and the dangers will be over. If we remain sincere and go on chanting, these dangers will be over. Depend on Krishna, and gradually everything will be all right. So this is the faith, that I have to just depend on Krishna. Gradually everything will be all right. I have to remain sincere and go on chanting. So don't be diverted from your chanting. That's the first don't. The second don't is that, okay, you're trying not to be diverted, but so many disturbances are coming in. This disturbance, that disturbance, this some news, that some news, something from my friends, from my family. So the second instruction is, don't be disturbed. Don't be diverted and don't be disturbed. When we shouldn't be disturbed, during which circumstances we should not be disturbed? Prabhupada says, we should not be disturbed by any circumstances. If you do become disturbed, then that means you are still deficient in reaching the point. In Bhagavad Gita, it is Krishna says that one is not disturbed even in the midst of the gravest calamity. You're not disturbed even in the midst of the greatest calamity. But you may say that, no, we are not right now on that stage. So I'm getting disturbed by even small difficulty, by small calamity, by small disturbances. So then Prabhupada writes, anyway, even if you are disturbed, the only resort is to chant and concentrate one's mind in Krishna. There is no other alternative. Chanting will make you relieved from all material burdens. All material burdens. So don't be disturbed in any circumstances. Don't be diverted from your chanting. Then the third. So what we have to do, basically, we have to increase the quality of our chanting. That's the only way. Chant more purely, chant offenselessly. Now you may say that, okay, I'm trying my best to chant purely, chant offenselessly, but I'm not being able to. And sometimes because of this, not being able to chant offenselessly, there may be some disappointment. So the third instruction is, don't be disappointed in any circumstances. Disappointment sometimes sets in because and with knowledge. Why I should not be disappointed? Because I have not yet reached the pure state. I am still in the Namaparadha stage. But I know there is a stage, I know the path, and I know I am on the path. Disappointment means I don't see light. I don't know where I am heading to. I don't know whether I'll be successful. But when you know the path is clear, when you know you're going to get there, when you know that you're on that path and you're only going to cross over these passes. So after Namaparad, Namabhas will come, then Shuddha Nama will come, and then Guru is there to help you, Krishna is there to help you, so much of protection is there, the entire Guru Parampara is going to help you. So there should be no disappointment knowing that the goal is surely going to come. I am on the right path. Just like Vishwarupa, Indra, they won by having this Narayana Kavacha mantra given by Vishwarupa, Indra won. So similarly, we will also one day be able to overcome these offenses because we have Prabhupada with us and this wonderful Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with us. So don't be diverted, don't be disturbed, don't be disappointed. And now the last don't. If you have to follow all these three don't, there's just one more don't that we have to follow if we follow that. And that is, Prabhupada says, so don't deviate from the instructions of devotional service. Chant Hare Krishna. And then he gives a very nice example how we can be so strong. You chant Hare Krishna, mantra 16 rounds and follow the regulative principles, your strength is there. Just like the Himalayan mountains, nobody can push it. Very simple thing, it is so powerful. Very simple thing, it is so powerful. Jaha hoite sarva siddhi hoibe tomar. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's request. Don't deviate from his instructions. And then if you don't deviate from his instructions, you will stand as strong as the Himalayan mountain. Very simple thing. And the last part is, anyone can do. So don't deviate from instructions. You will stand like Himalayan mountains. And Prabhupada is saying it is not at all difficult to do this. It's very simple. And he says anyone can do it. So look at, so Prabhupada's desire is that all of us should be doing it. And he says anyone can do it and it's not difficult at all. That is the faith that Prabhupada has in the holy name. And this is the faith that he's trying to give us. So if we read these instructions of Prabhupada, we will also be able, just simply read them and accept them and believe in them, that it is possible. So, Jai Sakala Vipad Bhakti Vinod Bolen Jokhun O Naam Gai. You just chant this holy name with this faith and veneration, all dangers, all vipad will surely go away. So, one more very, again, on the same lines, Prabhupada is writing in one lecture. Our bhakti begins, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. We have to hear and we have to speak. We are not interested in hearing and speaking if we are not interested in hearing and speaking. So this whole how to purify ourselves, it is by Shravanam and Kirtanam. We have to give our ear, we have to hear attentively whenever opportunity is there, be present there. So Prabhupada is saying if you are not interested in hearing and speaking, then it will be like Thakur Badi. Thakur Badi means just like a joint mess. Simply coming, doing some chanting, reading, eating and sleeping. Not really interested in chanting and reading. That's all. Gradually it will be stopped. Unless there is life of Shravanam and Kirtanam, then these big buildings, temples will become burden. So if we want to create burden for the future, then we may give up this hearing and chanting and sleep very nicely. It will be burden, Galagraha, not Vigraha, but Galagraha. Shri Vigraha means worshipable deity. So if we give up the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, then it will be thought our Guru Maharaj has given us this burden on the neck, Galagraha. This is the danger. So Prabhupada is talking of a bigger danger. One danger is danger from the external world. Danger, of people bothering us, people not respecting us, something material, external danger. But Prabhupada is talking, and this is what Indra is all, they are seeking protection in this world. Danger from the demons. They have attacked us, their kingdom is gone. Danger of losing our flat, losing our property, losing our money. This is another danger. Prabhupada is talking of a deeper danger that is there for the devotees. The danger is that if you are not interested in Shravanam and Kirtanam, the entire morning program, 6 hours, that's why this is a deeper danger, and this morning 6 hours of program starting from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. proves it. Otherwise, this wouldn't have been there in the morning part of our program. So this is this is the danger that a devotee should protect himself. I must not lose my taste in this. I must attend this program. Because if I forget this, then this is the biggest danger. Nobody can save us. Because the solution itself we are not taking. So then Prabhupada writes, so this interest in hearing and chanting, so we must be very much alert in Shravanam and Kirtanam. Otherwise, all this labor, what Prabhupada has given us, what we have built, will be futile. So he says, he doesn't use alert, he uses very much alert and must be very much alert. That is the stress that is being given here. Otherwise, all this labor will be futile. This building will only be the nest for doves and pigeons. That is the danger, he's saying. That is the danger. Nobody will, and then like that it ends. So, chanting the name with faith and respect. So we see this Narayana Kavacha was chanted with faith and heard with faith and respect. This is the way we must chant, and these are the instructions Prabhupada is giving us. And if we chant like this, then we will also get all protection, all shelter, all reciprocation from the Supreme Lord Krishna. So these are some of the things, how we must chant and how we must take to this mantra. We will end here. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand.